Yehovah Svaot Elohim, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and lead me, and cover me and stir me, and speak through me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to all who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. 2 Kings chapter 19. On hearing it, King Hezekiah tore his clothes, covered himself with sackcloth, and entered the house of Yehovah. He sent Eliakim, who was in charge of the household, Shebna, the general secretary, and the leading Kohanim, covered with sackcloth, to Yeshayahu the prophet, the son of Amoz. They said to him, "This is what Hezekiah says. Today is a day of trouble, rebuke, and disgrace. Children are ready to be born, but there is no strength to bring them to birth. Maybe Yehovah your God will hear all the words of Rav Shechah, whom his master the king of Ashur has sent to taunt the living God, and will rebuke the message which Yehovah your God has heard. So pray for the remnant that is left." When King Hezekiah's servants came to Yeshayahu, he said to them, "Tell your master that this is what Yehovah says. Don't be afraid of the words you heard the servants of the king of Ashur use to insult me. I will put a spirit in him that will make him hear a rumor and return to his own land. Then I will cause him to die by the sword in his own land." Rav Shechah returned, and having heard that the king of Ashur had left Lachish, found him making war with Livnah. Then, on hearing it, said that Tarkaka, king of Ethiopia, was on his way to fight him. The king of Ashur sent messengers to Hezekiah, telling them, "This is what you are to say to Hezekiah, king of Yehuda. Don't let your God in whom you trust deceive you by saying, 'Jerusalem will not be handed over to the power of the king of Ashur.' You have heard what the kings of Ashur have done to all the lands, that they have completely destroyed them. So how will you be delivered? Have the gods of the nations delivered them? No. My ancestors destroyed them. Gozan, Haran, Ritziph, and the people of Eden, who were in Teslar, were in the king of Hamath, the king of Arpad, the king of the city of Shapharim, of Hena, of Eva." Hezekiah took the letter from the messengers of the hands and read it. Then Hezekiah went up to the house of Yehovah and spread it out before Yehovah. Hezekiah prayed as follows in the presence of Yehovah. "Yehovah, God of Israel, who dwells above the cherubim, you alone are God of all the kingdoms on earth. You have made heaven and earth. Turn your ear, Yehovah, and hear. Open your eyes, Yehovah, and see. Hear the words of Sennacherib, sent to taunt the living God. It is true, Yehovah, that the kings of Ashur have laid waste the nations and their lands, and have thrown their gods into the fire. For those were non-gods, merely the product of people's hands, wood and stone. This is why they could destroy them. Now, therefore, Yehovah our God, please save us from his power, so that all the kingdoms on earth will know that you are Yehovah, God, you alone." Then Yeshayahu, the son of Amoz, sent this message to Hezekiah. "Yehovah, the God of Israel, says, you prayed to me against Sennacherib, king of Ashur, and I have heard you. Here is Yehovah's answer concerning him. The virgin daughter of Zion despises you. She laughs you to scorn. The daughter of Jerusalem shakes her head at you, whom you have taunted and insulted. Against whom have you raised your voice and haughtily lifted your eyes? The Holy One of Israel. Through your messengers you taunted Yehovah. You said, with my many chariots I have ascended the mountain heights, even in the far reaches of the Lebanon. I cut down its tall cedars and its best cypresses. I reached its remotest corners and its best forests. I dug wells in foreign lands, and I drank the water. The soles of my soldiers' feet dried up all the rivers of Egypt. Haven't you heard? Long ago I made it. In antiquity I produced it, and now I'm making it happen. You are turning fortified cities into heaps of ruins, while their inhabitants, shorn of power, are disheartened and ashamed, weak as grass, frail as plants, like grass on the rooftops or grain scorched by the east wind. I know when you sit, when you leave, when you enter, and when you rage against me. Because of your rage against me, because of your pride that has reached my ears, I am putting my hook in your nose and my bridle on your lips, and I will make you return by the way on which you came. This will be the sign for you this year, that you will eat the grain that grows of itself. The second year, you will eat what grain grows from that. But on the third year, you will sow, reap, plant vineyards, and eat their fruit. Meanwhile, the remnant of the house of Yehuda that has escaped will again take root downward and bear fruit upward. For a remnant will go out from Jerusalem. Those escaping will go out from Mount Zion. The zeal of Yehovah Svaot will accomplish this. Therefore, this is what Yehovah says concerning the king of Ashur. He will not even come to this city, or even shoot an arrow there. He will not confront it with a shield or erect earthworks against it. By the way he came, he will return. He will not come to this city, says Yehovah. For I will defend this city and save it, both for my sake and for the sake of David. That night the angel of Yehovah went out and struck down 185,000 men in the camp of Ashur. Early the next morning, there they were, all of them, corpses, dead. So Sennacherib, king of Ashur, went and returned to live in Nineveh. One day, as he was worshiping in the temple of Nisroch, his god, his sons Adrammelech and Shakzir struck him with the sword and escaped into the land of Ararat. So his son Esar-Haddon took his place as king. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this awesome 19th chapter of 2 Kings? Sometimes you need to tear your clothes, cover yourself with sackcloth, and then go to enter the house of Yehovah. Call out to Yehovah, trusting that his ears are open to the cry of his children in need. Trust Yehovah, the living Elohim. Listen for the words of Yehovah. Trust in the power of Yehovah. Trust that it is Yehovah who delivers. Read the written words of Yehovah and spread them out before Yehovah. Then pray in the presence of Yehovah. Aim to use this prayer as a framework for your prayers. Yehovah, Elohim of Israel, who dwells above the cherubim, you alone are Elohim of all the kingdoms on earth. You made heaven and earth. Turn your ear, Yehovah, and hear. Open your eyes, Yehovah, and see. Then add your personal prayer and your prayer for others. End with this. Now, therefore, Yehovah our Elohim, please save us from the power of the evil one, so that all kingdoms on earth will know that you, Yehovah Elohim, are one, alone, you only. Trust that Yehovah hears your prayers. Trust that Yehovah answers prayers. Trust that Yehovah gives signs that he hears and answers your prayers. Trust that Yehovah desires us to bear fruit upward. Trust in the zeal of Yehovah Svaot will accomplish what he has said. Trust that Yehovah is our defender. Trust that angels fight battles for Yehovah here on earth. Worship Yehovah only. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can encourage all to follow this framework in prayer. Bear one another's burdens, pray using this framework and praying for others. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. We'll end with the Arianic blessing using the name. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts. He will guard you with the hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete.